Okay, so imagine this. What if you could describe your most complex business problem? I mean, truly complex, just using plain English, and in minutes, get back a mathematically perfect optimal plan. We're not talking about a suggestion here. We're talking about the provably best course of action. Well, that's the promise of a radical new AI from Microsoft called Optimind. And look, this is not another chatbot. This is a highly specialized tool aimed at solving a decades-old, multi-million-dollar bottleneck in how the world's biggest decisions get made. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how it works, why the way it was trained is actually the real story here, and what it all means for the future of strategy itself. To really get why this is such a massive deal, we first need to frame the problem. Think about the absolute giants of industry. We're talking logistics, manufacturing, airlines, energy grids. What is the single biggest thing holding them back from being perfectly efficient? It's not a lack of computing power, nope, and it's not a shortage of data. The real bottleneck, well, it's something surprisingly and kind of frustratingly human. And this quote from the researchers who built it just absolutely nails it. The problem is translation. See, you have this messy, real-world business need, right? It's filled with nuance, exceptions, all that stuff. And it has to be converted into the cold, precise language of mathematics that a computer can actually solve. And that process, it isn't just difficult. The paper itself calls it brutal. It's a rare, incredibly expensive skill that requires a PhD-level expert to spend weeks, sometimes even months, building one of these mathematical models completely by hand. So here's our game plan for this deep dive. First, we're going to really unpack the optimization bottleneck so we can all understand why this problem is just so incredibly tough. Then, we'll introduce Optimind as the missing bridge that connects business talk to pure math. We'll pop the hood and see how it's built, and then, and this is my favorite part, we'll get to the secret sauce, the revolutionary training method that makes it so accurate. Finally, we'll look at its real-world performance, its critical limitations, and what this all means for the future of how we make decisions. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the optimization bottleneck. This is all about why the most profitable, most efficient decisions in business today are so often trapped behind this intimidating wall of super specialized mathematics. So, when we talk about the real brains behind a company like, say, Amazon or FedEx, what are we really talking about? Well, every single day, they have to figure out the single best route for millions of packages to take through a network of countless trucks and planes. Now, that's not a problem you can solve with a gut feeling or a simple spreadsheet. It requires this specialized piece of software called a mathematical solver. Think names like Gurobi or Cplex to just crunch the numbers and find the absolute best path. These solvers, they are the hidden engines of the modern economy. And here is the crucial point that really sets up our entire story. These mathematical solvers, they are absolute miracles of engineering. They can handle problems with trillions of variables. They are not the bottleneck. The real problem, the part that costs a fortune and takes forever, is the human expert who has to set up the problem for the solver. They're the translator, standing between the business world and the world of math. So what is this special language that these solvers speak? Well, it's often a format called a mixed integer linear program, or MILP. Let's make that more concrete with a simple analogy. Imagine you're a baker, okay, and you're deciding how many cakes and how many cookies to make. Your decision variables are simple, the number of cakes and the number of cookies. Your constraints are the limited ingredients you have, so much flour, so much sugar, and maybe the limited time your oven is free. And your objective function, that's what you want to achieve, to maximize your total profit. An MILP is just the formal mathematical way of writing that entire recipe down so a computer can find the perfect number of cakes and cookies to bake. Now, let's scale our little bakery example up to, say, a global airline. The variables suddenly become thousands of flights. The constraints are runway availability, crew schedules, maintenance needs, passenger connections, you name it. And the objective is to maximize profit while keeping everyone safe. This is that brutal process. A business manager explains the goal. Then, a highly paid PhD in operations research spends weeks painstakingly translating all that complexity into a perfect MILP. And only then can they write the code to feed it to the solver. And believe me, these experts do not come cheap. We're talking salaries deep into six figures, which means for most companies, this level of optimization is completely out of reach. So that's the problem. A slow, expensive, manual translation process that basically reserves the best decisions for the wealthiest companies. But what if there was a better way? Well, that is exactly where Microsoft's new AI, Optimind, enters the picture. Let's take a look at how it's poised to completely change this game. So, what is Optimind really at its core? It's an AI designed to do one thing and do it perfectly: automate that brutal translation job. It takes a problem described in natural conversational English and instantly generates both the formal mathematical model, that MILP we talked about, and the executable Python code that's ready to be run by a solver. And this right here just brilliantly illustrates the paradigm shift. The old way on the left is this linear, human-gated process that takes weeks and costs a fortune. The Optimind way on the right, it's a virtuous cycle. A business expert describes the problem, and in seconds, the AI generates the model and the code. An expert can then review it, maybe tweak the English description a little, and iterate almost instantly. The time compression here from weeks down to minutes, it is just staggering. This is exactly why that missing bridge analogy is so perfect. For decades, there's been this massive chasm separating the people who understand the business needs from the powerful mathematical tools that can solve them. Optimind is designed to be that bridge. It directly connects the intent of a business leader to the execution of a mathematical solver, completely eliminating that long and costly detour. All right, so we know what it does. Now, for all of you who are a little more tech-savvy, let's pop the hood and look at the engineering that makes Optimind tick. Because this isn't just a fine-tuned ChatGPT, it's a purpose-built piece of specialized tech. So this is a pretty fascinating spec sheet. It's a large model, 20 billion parameters, which gives it a huge capacity for knowledge. But it uses this really clever mixture of experts architecture. The best way to think about this is like having a team of specialists. Instead of the entire 20 billion parameter brain working on every single word, it intelligently routes the task to a smaller group of expert parameters, about 3.6 billion of them. This gives you all the power of a giant model, but with the speed and efficiency of a much smaller one. And that MIT license, oh, that is a huge deal. It means anyone, from a startup to a huge corporation, can use and build on this technology for free, no restrictions. Microsoft is basically planting a flag here for democratizing this kind of power. Now, I want to pause on this number for a second, because it is one of the most important specs on this whole list, a 128,000 token context window. In the world of AI, that is enormous. But why is that so critical for this specific task? It's because real-world business problems are messy. They're incredibly detailed. Think back to that shipping company, right? A full problem description might include every single truck's capacity, every driver's work hour limits, real-time traffic data, specific delivery windows for thousands of customers. I mean, even rules about which trucks can go into which neighborhoods. That is a mountain of information. A smaller context window would just choke on that. But with 128,000 tokens, Optimind can absorb the entire complex scenario in one single go. And Microsoft is making it incredibly easy for people to get their hands on this thing. The key takeaway from the slide is really just accessibility. Whether you're a PhD student who wants to download it from Hugging Face and just experiment, or a Fortune 500 company that wants to deploy it securely through Azure, they have a path for you. The message is crystal clear. They want this to be used, tested, and built upon by everyone. But a powerful model architecture is only ever as good as the data it's trained on. And this next part, the training method, this is where the real genius of Optimind lies. This is the secret sauce that elevates it from just another generic model to a world-class specialist. It's the first rule of machine learning, right? Garbage in, garbage out. The intelligence, the nuance, the accuracy of any AI model is just a direct reflection of the data it learns from. And Microsoft's team understood this from day one. This project was going to live or die based on the quality of their training data. And this is where they hit a massive wall. What do you do when the world's existing collections of optimization problems, the very benchmarks you need to teach your AI, are known to be, well, a complete mess? This wasn't just a small hurdle. It was a fundamental threat to the entire project. And when we say noisy, we're talking about critical model-breaking flaws. Things like problem descriptions with missing numbers, ambiguous sentences that could be interpreted multiple ways, and even reference solutions that are just flat out wrong. A flawed mathematical formulation is especially dangerous. I mean, imagine if that flaw caused a car manufacturer to produce 10,000 cars with a wrong transmission because the model was built on a faulty premise. That's a multi-million-dollar mistake. Training an AI on this data would be like teaching it to be confidently incorrect. So instead of using that broken data, they built this ingenious pipeline to fix it. First, they classified every problem into one of 53 distinct categories, like the traveling salesman problem or the bin packing problem. Then, and this is the absolute key, they brought in human optimization experts. These experts reviewed the common mistakes the base AI was making for each category, and they wrote down hints. You can think of these hints as the wisdom of a seasoned pro, the little tricks of the trade that separate a novice from a master. They then used these expert hints to guide an automated process that cleaned and corrected the entire dataset, creating this new, pristine body of training material. And this quote gives you a perfect taste of just how specific these expert hints were. For a traveling salesman problem, there's this really common trap where the solver creates several small, disconnected loops instead of one big tour. To prevent that, you have to add a special type of mathematical rule called Miller-Tucker-Zemlin constraints. This is deep, domain-specific knowledge. By encoding hundreds of hints just like this one, Microsoft wasn't just cleaning data, they were embedding decades of human expertise directly into the AI's training curriculum. Okay, so we have a powerful model that's been trained on exceptionally clean, expert-curated data. The theory is brilliant, but now for the rubber meets the road questions. How well does it actually perform? What are its blind spots? And who should and maybe shouldn't be using it? The intelligence doesn't even stop at training. When you give Optimind a problem, it follows a very smart process. It first classifies your problem into one of those 53 types. Then, it pulls up the relevant expert cheat sheet it learned during training and adds it to its own thought process. It's kind of like an open book exam where the AI brings the textbook with it. Only then does it think step by step, formulate the math, and write the final solver code. It's a really structured, self-aware approach to problem solving. And for those mission-critical tasks where you need the absolute highest accuracy, you can use even more advanced methods. With self-consistency, the AI generates, say, 10 different mathematical formulations, and then just picks the one that appears most often. It's like a majority vote for the best answer. Even more impressive is multi-turn correction. This is like having a junior programmer who writes some code and a senior programmer who reviews it, finds the bugs, and sends it back with notes. Except here, the AI is both. It runs its own code, catches its own errors, and tells itself how to fix them, iterating over and over until the code runs perfectly. So, does all this meticulous training and intelligent processing actually work? Well, the numbers are pretty undeniable. This chart shows that just by training on their clean, expert-guided data, Optimind achieved a staggering 20.7 percentage point jump in accuracy over the base model. Now, in the world of AI benchmarks, that's not just an improvement, that is a monumental leap. And when you layer on those advanced techniques like self-correction, the performance gets even stronger. Now, to their great credit, the researchers are incredibly transparent about the fact that this is not a magic bullet. It can still make mistakes. It can hallucinate. It can produce incorrect code. And this is why they stress that it absolutely requires a qualified human expert in the loop to validate its output before it's ever used to make a real-world decision. It's a tool to augment experts, not replace them. And this quote from the paper, it should be the headline for anyone considering using this technology. They strongly recommend human-in-the-loop oversight, and they explicitly warn against building fully automated pipelines where Optimind's output directly triggers real-world actions. The key takeaway is that Optimind is an incredibly powerful co-pilot, but you still want an experienced human pilot in the captain's seat, especially when the stakes are high. So, we've seen how Optimind works, the genius of its training, and its crucial limitations. For our final section, let's zoom out and consider the bigger picture. What does a technology like this truly mean for the future of how we all make decisions? I think the single most profound impact is democratization. For half a century, the immense power of mathematical optimization has been the exclusive domain of an elite few, the corporate giants and academic institutions that could afford to hire whole teams of PhDs. A tool like Optimind has the potential to shatter that exclusivity, putting this power into the hands of a much, much broader audience. And that leads to a really fascinating question. What happens when any Sharp manager, not just a trained mathematician, can model a complex problem? Imagine a hospital administrator using it to create a perfectly efficient schedule for doctors and nurses to reduce burnout and wait times. Or a city planner modeling the most effective public transit routes in real time based on traffic and demand. Or maybe a nonprofit optimizing the distribution of aid after a natural disaster. The potential for a smarter, more efficient world is just immense. This slide, I think, puts Optimind's role in a really clear historical context. In the past, we used AI basically as a search engine to retrieve information. Today, we're in this explosive era of generative AI, creating new content. Optimind represents the next logical leap on this journey. An AI that doesn't just generate text or images, but generates structured, solver-ready, mathematically optimal decisions. It's a shift from creation to formulation. So is Optimind the end of human decision-making? Absolutely not. But it may very well be the beginning of a new era of collaboration. One where our human intuition and creativity are paired with the raw, logical power of AI-driven optimization to solve problems we once thought were completely unsolvable. It automates the brutal translation part, freeing up human experts to focus on the bigger picture. If you want to stay ahead of the curve with more deep dives into groundbreaking AI just like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you found this explainer valuable, a quick like is always appreciated. I genuinely love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What's one problem in your industry or your field of study that you think a tool like Optimind could help solve? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.